The Georgia Bulldogs won a national title with Stetson Bennett at quarterback, who was not the most highly rated prospect in college football. And of course, since he got into the NFL, we haven't heard of the guy. Can they do it again with another lesser tier QB against Notre Dame? And obviously, this isn't for the national title, but is on the road to the national title for the Georgia Bulldogs. What can we expect this time around from Gunnar Stockton? Of course, Stockton took over at halftime for the injured Carson Beck in their last game. And of course, he did enough to get the job done. His last 13 dropbacks in that game gave a total of 15 yards, although he did leave an overtime touchdown drive. But it's certainly a situation for Georgia. And again, that was in the SEC championship game against Texas. We're talking about a QB in Stockton who's had ample time to get up to speed as opposed to coming off the bench. But now there's film on the guy, and that to me is a big concern for a quarterback who was not good enough to be the starter this year, despite all of Carson Beck's struggles. Now, Georgia has done this. Georgia has been extraordinarily resilient this year. We saw that on multiple occasions, including in the SEC championship game, including in the Georgia Tech game, or what was it? I forget how many overtimes it was, 8 overtimes. But that was a team that showed the ability to handle adversity and find a way to win. We'll give Georgia credit for that. Notre Dame, they've had a really good season. Nothing but respect for the Irish. But Notre Dame's passing game is limited. Riley Leonard has not been able to throw downfield effectively. We saw that repeatedly, even in the game against Indiana. And trust me, Georgia's defense compared to Indiana's, it's a big difference. Now, when we're talking about a game in this range, it's basically a pick'em game. I'm seeing, looking at the Wager Talk free live odds screen, Georgia -1 at most locations. Total 45.5. Let's call that the prevailing number. And when we look at the Irish, why are they here now? The running game and the defense. Those are unders. A team that run the football, the clock moves, etc., etc. You burn, 6, 7, 8 minute drives. Those are not good drives for overbettors, especially when you settle for 3. The Irish have been real good in the red zone. I'm not convinced that's going to be the case against Georgia's defense. Georgia's defense, no joke. Despite all the NFL talent they've lost, there's an enormous amount of NFL talent on that roster. So, look, this isn't a game I'm loading up on by any stretch of the imagination. But I trust the Bulldogs a little bit more than the Irish when it comes to their ability to win games of this magnitude. I trust Georgia's defense, and I look to Georgia and the under on New Year's night at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. I think the Bulldogs win the game, and I think it'll be relatively low scoring. Let me tell you about what's going on right now at wagertalk.com. Great deal. That starts midnight New Year's Eve. How about a free month? You buy a 3-month all access, you get a free month. That's a $2.99 value for absolutely nothing. So any 90-day all access package, whether it's me or any of the other cappers at wagertalk.com, you'll get 120 days when you buy 90. And that includes everything. All 5%, every play in every sport. There's no nonsense, no bait and switch. Check it out right now, wt.buzz/TC. We appreciate the likes, we appreciate the follows, and we appreciate the more than, what do we have? The comments very much. But we're approaching 200,000 of you who have followed the Wager Talk on YouTube. If you haven't done so, today's a great day. Best of luck with all your bets. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and beyond. And thanks for watching Wager Talk TV.